Welcome to Kevjet the podcast, Canadian musician Ria Mae.
Ooh, hello, hello.
I should say Atlantic Canadian
Atlantic Canadian, yes.
or maritime.
Yeah, the eastern part of Canada. A lot of people call Toronto Eastern Canada, but there's four more provinces east of that. So
Exactly.
I'm over on closer to you guys.
And you have the proper Canadian weather at the moment, don't you?
Yes, you know what? We had 2 days ago, it was wintry wonderland, and right now it is windy and wet and gross.
Uh, we have a beautiful sunny day today, but yesterday was definitely not very nice.
Yeah. Today is a day where there's people's like garbage bins are rolling around the streets.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
those days.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, not here. I was just in Halifax a few months ago, and I was in the South Shore, and I was telling you before we hit record that I felt totally reconnected.
Yeah, it's funny when I lived in the big city of Toronto for many years, and when I lived there, I never thought I would come back to your hometown, even if it's not tiny. Halifax isn't tiny, tiny, but I thought I was gone for good. And there is something nice. I have two little kids now too, so there's something nice and safe and nostalgic just about being in your hometown. Depending on your headspace that you're in.
Yeah.
And, it can be awful and it can be great, but I'm enjoying it this year. It could be age, people get older and they are like, oh, it was nice to be here.
Yeah.
This tree reminds me of some nice memory I had, but, yeah, we'll see. Here for now in the hometown,
Yeah.
liking it mostly.
I always had that anxiety about being home in a small town and like kind of being extra. So you try and like tone yourself down and it was really interesting because uh, people that I graduated school with came over and spent an evening at my house, and like we reconnected after all these years. And it was just interesting because they all say, we follow you on socials and like we listen to the podcast. So we hear you every week. And it's the weirdest thing because you don't think about things like that. And
Yeah.
it was just really, really nice to reconnect with people.
Yeah, and I bet it's nice to know that you could reconnect as yourself, not as like the 12% of yourself that you were showing them before. Yeah, I really relate to that. I think that's the difference. For many years, I would come back to my hometown and immediately be like, oh, I can't wear that. I'll take that jacket off. Oh, they're going to think that I think, and you just make yourself small and small. I think I'm at a point in life now where I just stopped doing that.
Yeah.
My wife pointed it out and she was like, if we move back to Halifax, like you're not doing that thing where you like undersell yourself and you like try to look like other like she could see it. And I was like, oh, I thought I was hiding that. Like I thought I was being smarter than everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing we do.
It is. And then there's something really free about it after, I think, as we're getting older, to just kind of be yourself. And then I kind of forget about all the like negative things now when I'm there. And I just kind of like enjoyed all the great things that were around me. And I have to
Yeah.
say, everything was very positive, and I extended my trip for the first time. So it's a big
I
thing.
mean, so you're gonna move back is what you're telling me. Not quite.
I don't know. We won't go that far, but yeah. So so let's just begin with your career, because I feel like watching you on socials that social media did it help all of a sudden start
Yeah.
this new fan base maybe? Is it a new fan base? Do you want to say that, or do you want to say
I'm still figuring out what it is. It's always helpful when I do physical shows instead of just kind of reading comments. So I just did this little acoustic tour in Ontario and a little bit of Nova Scotia. And it was people. We really hit TikTok hard with finding people that knew my music, because in Canada, there was a few years where like you could not hear my music. Like I'd feel bad if people didn't like my music. I'm like, you're hearing it anyway. With that passive radio, sometimes I do this sometimes too. I'll know a full song, I'll know all the lyrics, but I've never thought to Google who sings it.
yeah,
And so I had this younger person on my team, and she just started having these ideas about TikTok. She's like, you should need to find people like me. I love your music. I've never even thought about what you looked like. Like I don't, and now I'm a fan. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think that that people like that existed. So we've just been, on TikTok, and there's been all these moments of, speaking of feeling older, people would be in the merch line, like a young girl that's 17 brought her like millennial mom. So it's like the millennials that had kids young and were listening to my music 8, 9 years ago with their 10-year-olds. Those 10-year-olds are now old enough to like buy their first concert ticket as a gift for their mom. That situation happened not just once or twice, but like 3 or 4 times every show, where there's like a mom crying, being like, she's getting so old. She bought these tickets. She surprised me. So I think there's just, I think I'm hitting a bit of nostalgia for millennials.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm hitting some of their kids. And then I'm just hitting people on TikTok that are discovering me. And I don't know what it's, it's so hard to know, because the things especially when I was younger, I'm like, oh, people like me. Maybe they, maybe they might find me cute. Maybe they think I'm cool. And then I'd be so concerned about trying to keep that up. When in reality, the longer I'm in this, I'm like, I don't know what people like about me. I'm pretty sure it's not because I'm cute or cool. I don't know what it is. So yeah, it's been interesting just to meet those people. And I think I just feel so lucky and not as self-conscious about why people like me. I'm just like, they like the music, and I'm loving it.
It's fun to watch because you're also very honest about everything about your life. You're not trying to be a fake person. And I think that's why people love it.
That's, you know what? I did try to be a fake person before COVID on Instagram, and it was so much work that I was like, I have to quit music. I can't keep this up. I can't get my makeup. Like I don't know how to do makeup. So like I can't get my makeup done by someone else just to go on my phone. And, I don't want to worry about, we get older and there's like things, your eyes look different, your neck I can't, this is the best I'm ever going to look. So I can't, it's just all these things that just came to a halt. And I was like, I'm either going to be exactly myself or I'm not going to do this. There's no other choice. So yeah, it's been fun. This is what I always wanted, was to be able to just like, go and talk to people and be public without having to like change myself.
Yeah. And I feel like almost like it's given you this boost, like this new you, even though it's the real you. Maybe that's what it is. It's like the real you is just there and you don't care.
I think that's what it is. And it's like, I've been 50% myself or 60%. And now I'm like, no, I'm coming up on like probably 80% of myself when I'm online. Like there's things I don't show about my family and my kids, but the negative parts about me that I'm embarrassed about, like I get frustrated or too angry and stuff, like things my wife might see, but I don't want to.
Exactly.
But I think 80% is feeling pretty good to me. And yeah, it makes me excited for just the next few years. And yeah, I wish this for a lot of people. I wish that everyone could have a moment in their life that they get super comfortable and forget about the other things they were trying to hide.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a part of your story that you wish people would ask you about more?
I don't know. I think there is a part of the almost giving up and hanging on by a thread and a miracle happens, like even like the financials about it is the stuff that people don't see, or like, oh my God, okay, the rest of this album is going to cost $4,000. I actually don't have any shows booked because I can't do both. I'm not someone that can write and do shows. I need to like segment it off. And then something lucky comes in like, oh God, they've been playing Close Off in Vancouver nonstop. And I got this check for $6,000. Oh, it always just like by the skin of my teeth on the years that especially the creation years. I'm in a year now, I'm about to go into a year where the creation and the investment's over. So, now I'm sort of like, I'm making money from shows and radio. But the years that I'm creating, it's the fighting with myself over the song. Is it honest enough? Because if it's not, the song's going to be painful in a few months. If I've released stuff before that's not honest, it's me trying to be cool. And now I'm like, I can't even look at it or listen to it. So just the fighting with myself, the financials, everything is just, it's more than just, I'm playing a show and I'm so lucky that I get to be here. And it's just a shit fight a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? Like my other friends at my age are like settled into paycheck careers where they just get paychecks and they're talking about their, TFSAs. I don't know what the equivalent is over there, but like,
yeah, true.
It's just a very different life that I can't even explain to some of my friends that have real jobs, are like, wait, what do you mean you're working every day? I'm like, I'm working every day in my office and it's insane. And it's like, yeah, I think that stuff I don't usually talk about unless it's with other creatives.
Yeah, because it's also the side that people don't see.
Yeah, and maybe they shouldn't, and maybe they don't want to, and maybe that's super boring, and maybe that's why. But it is
Maybe.
the that, you know, you and I, you mentioned we have a friend in common, Rose Cousins, who's a musician from here. She only lives a few minutes away from me, actually. And, you know, when we get together or my other musician friends, it's that. It's like sometimes you know, a full day of mailing out your vinyls, a full day of booking hotels and vans. That's what I'm doing today after this for my tour in February is like securing the van, securing the hotels, making sure the guy that lives in Vancouver gets home for his one thing mid-tour, making just all of the little things that go on in between showing up on Instagram or TikTok. Um, yeah, I don't know if I want people to ask me that or not, but it's definitely something I don't talk about.
It's reality, though.
Reality, yeah. And it
Yeah.
is, I feel like it's something that if I was a young musician, I would want to know. It's not like you work hard until you get the career. It's like you're in your career from day one. And it's like what you're putting in is what you're getting out. And sometimes what you're putting in, you don't get out for years or months or, um, and once, yeah, I think it's easy for me to know that now. And I see a lot of artists just throwing all their money at, I'm just going to put this on my credit card and this because I'm one day going to get a career. I'm like, no, this is your career. Spending is not how you make a career. But yeah, it's like any other job in many ways.
I can totally agree because and I understand completely. Just my other half is a musician, so I know that's how the story goes. And also just with the podcast. So as soon as I started seeing like success early, I was like, oh, this is great. I can buy these things and I can like get everything I need, and which was amazing. And then you're just like, okay, so now we have to like the hard work comes and
Yeah.
and it doesn't stop.
Yeah. And then once you get a little, you know, these little success things pop up and then you're like, okay, I can't fail my hard work. Like now that happened, how do I elevate that? Like, do I invest in this? Yeah, it's like a nonstop constant. Even the good things create a different problem of like, hey, how do I capitalize on this good thing?
That's right. And you want to stay true to yourself the whole time. So that's something that that's a battle as well.
Yeah, and wrestling, not wrestling with, but lately I want to make sure I do have a goal that's reachable and there is a finish line. So because there has been years where I've been caught up in this, okay, I can't wait for this is going to happen, then this, and then I start over again, and then I make an album, and then and that now I want to have like goals, you know, whether it's like financial, like I want to know what I'm happy with. I will be happy when, you know, maybe I don't really invest in stuff other than real estate. That's what my family does. So it's like maybe I'll be happy when my rentals just pay for my life and my TFSA is next. Like I don't know what it is like, but I think you need to have something that you're working towards that when you get it 10, 20 years later, you're like, great, I did it. Instead of just being, I don't want to be 20 years later being like, okay, well, I need my next album to be number one. All right. Like that, I feel like I need to separate the goals almost from the art.
Yeah.
Like the goals need to be, I don't know, for me, that's where I am now to just,
Do you feel
so
like
that
do you feel like there's like is it competitive in the music industry but in Canada at the moment?
I don't think I mean, Canada has a lot of, funding, like artists can apply for grants. So that is going to be competitive in terms of like, sometimes only one or two people in Atlantic Canada will get the grant.
Right.
But there's not a feeling, not from this side of Canada anyway, do I feel competition in that way. I think, yeah, I think there's room for everyone. And, um, unless you talk about awards or applying for a certain showcase, I don't feel it anyway.
Does that matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me and I actively avoid, I have a newer employee and she was trying to apply for some awards. I was like, no, I don't do stuff like that. I don't like winning or losing. I hate them both.
Yeah.
We have Tall Poppy, as you know here, Tall Poppy stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like to win things. And then I hate losing more than any. So I don't I just realized a few years ago, like, why am I applying for things to win or lose? I'm more happy not winning and not losing.
Exactly. How's tour life different now with a family?
They're shorter. I book shorter tours. I was doing 6 weekers before, which is still pretty, like, compared to like a Shawn Mendes or a Justin Bieber. They go for months and months and months. They kind of create a home with them on the road, I think, at that point. But 6 weeks in like a van with, 7 people, and you're packing up your suitcase every night after at like 2 in the morning
Hmm.
and going to the hotel and then packing your life up again to drive 6 hours every day. It's hard to describe how crazy making that is. Um, but with kids, I think I'm doing a lot of 3-week tours now, which I feels good to me. It's hard to leave, but it is nice. I feel bad for my partner because after a couple of weeks, I'm like, oh, this is who I am again without kids. It's
Yeah.
nice. A lot of parents don't get that. Um, so yeah, it definitely changes things, but I'm happy that I get to do this adventure while I have kids. And it is also at the same time really hard. I was on a tour bus last year with, I think there was 7 dads and me. So we all had kids. One of them had 5 kids. And, the first week we're all just on the FaceTime to everyone. Everyone's sad. And then the second week we're all just like, all right, adventure.
You're on your second album now,
Second album. Yeah.
which has got a great title.
2. It's, there's been this thing happening. We were Christmas shopping yesterday, my wife and I, and this man walked up in the aisle and he said, "This is just your second album?" Like, people are calling me a liar because I have a lot of EPs or mini albums.
Even I couldn't believe that.
I know. And I'm just like, it's technically my second album. And it's the thing that happened with my first album was I wrote it alone. It wasn't like co-writing involved. And when I got my record deal, from being from Nova Scotia, there's no co-writing scene. Like, you have to go to LA or Nashville, maybe Toronto, but not really. And so after I got my record deal, the first time they were giving me these opportunities to co-write, and I loved it. I took advantage of everything. And then I just got tired of it and I wanted to know what I would write on my own again. So this album is like the self-titled album in that I wrote it in my garage, which I'm in now, that I've converted to a little writing room. So it feels super personal. It's, there's things that I don't know if they were handing out songwriting awards. I don't apply for them anyway, but maybe there'd be less, I've had an opportunity on my EPs to write with some exceptional American writers. So there's a lot of glossy stuff, but this is very personal. So it feels like my second album.
Yeah. I mean, you're quoted in saying, feels like the proper follow-up to my self-titled album. Both are written and made in tandem with painful and necessary personal growth.
Yeah, it was, both of those times were you're like climbing a hill, internally, just like pushing myself to write through it and deal with it. And, I don't know if it's every few years, like, is it every 7 years or something we become a different person? I don't know, one of those things that
Yeah.
I felt like I became a different person, and I'm glad that I wrote through it because we all have those years. I think I've had other hard years that I didn't write through. I may have drank through. And this was just one that every step of the way I had songs for it. I started with a song called I Don't Feel Like Myself. And then it was almost so negative and unlike me. I'm really scared of that negative head place. Like, a lot of times I'm not even someone that can listen to like sad music. And then I wrote a song called I Want It All, which is like, okay, I think I'm back in the game here. And then, I went through everything. I wrote a song about my wife because she's the one pushing me in this garage every morning. Like, just write. Good things happen when you write. Bad things happen when you don't. And ended it on a song called Light Me Up, which is just like almost cheesy happy. And yeah, I'm just happy to have that little package of what last year was like.
Yeah. Is it true that you went back on tour after COVID and it totally felt like a burnout?
Yeah, COVID ruined me. Like, I got anxious, depressed, all these things that I think I've kept myself so busy that I was like running from some mental stuff I had to confront. And when I was just sitting at home, like, it just hit me and I had to really figure out who I was without being overproductive. And yeah, by the time I was just so desperate to get back on the road and I thought that would fix me. And it was awful. I was exhausted and it was like a miserable, the shows were fun, but everything else was miserable for me.
Yeah.
And I like quit after that. I was like, I don't think I like this anymore. But there was so many things going on and I wasn't being this was before I decided to just like be myself on social media or just not, yeah, try to hide myself away or like look younger or look, I don't know, makeup-y. I don't know. I don't know what I can't even remember. It's like a blur. I'm like, what was I trying to do? I know it wasn't working. Yeah.
Do you have more interaction with the public while you're out now that you're on like social media and you're kind of being true to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, this last tour, I I went after the show. I was like, I'm going to hang out every night. I said it because I also want to see these people that are selling my shows out quicker now. So yeah, like I probably talked to almost everyone in every show every night. I'm not going to do that for my next tour. I will get sick. And, but yeah, it was great. And it was just easier. There's a context of people feeling like they know me and then they share things with me that allow me to know them. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
super cool.
Tell me about Big Sing Halifax.
Oh, Big Sing. I'm meeting with these people tonight actually because I love them so much. Big Sing is, some people might know choir, choir, choir. Um, Big Sing is sort of inspired by that, I think. They do this show monthly in Halifax. It sells out immediately. They just announced another one. It's already sold out. Like and I get it now. They teach people to sing a song. Like they're like choir. It's like if you've always wanted to be in choir, but were too embarrassed and you wished you could have a beer at the same time. They just say like, if you think you like to sing high, look at Rachel. If you think you like to sing low, look at Jack. And they're just telling you how to sing. And I was invited as a secret guest and the audience learned one of my songs, Ooh Love, and then a Fleetwood Mac song. And now I'm in their cult because I knew that it was that, but until I experienced it, I didn't realize how incredible it was to be in a room like that. And yeah, I hope to work with them again. It's just such an incredible show. It's the best show in Halifax going, I think.
I mean, the social media on it is amazing. So I can imagine it just makes you totally have FOMO. Like, I wish I was there.
Yeah, it's everyone should go. I think everyone should go, especially if they're like a nervous, shy person, because it's really something. It's really cool.
It's such a great concept. I really love that. Is there a song in your catalog that still hits you right in the chest every time?
There's a song called Thoughts on Fire that is just a really simple little song that I wrote after I got my record deal. I was trying for a long time to get my career going and was like 30 years old and sleeping on my younger sister's couch. And I could tell people did not think I should keep doing this. And then I had this song Close Off hit radio and everything happened that I had wished to happen, which I wish for everybody. Everything happened so quick and I was so ready for it and so grateful. And I went home and I was just bawling and I wrote this song called Thoughts on Fire. And every time I play it, I allow myself to be grateful. And I often will get like choked up, but I want that to happen. Like I want myself to cry from being grateful. I want to I want to sit in it and I don't ever want to take it for granted that happened.
Yeah.
I still can't believe because so much of my life was trying to get to that point and I was either too shy or I had some family issues, with a parent of mine and I had no money and I couldn't figure it out. And I had jealousy of other music. It was like a mountain of a decade. And then once I sort of my first album is that experience, let that go and just wrote about it, everything good happened. And, yeah, so Thoughts on Fire is my special song to me that it reminds me of everything good.
I was going to ask, is there a certain song that you've written and then once you hear back, you're like, wow, I didn't realize I needed to say that, but I think maybe that's the answer right there as well.
Yeah, it's funny because it's such a simple song. Like it's a song that sometimes I hear it and I'm like, if I was just hearing this song as an adult, it's just simple. It's almost like a kid's song. Um, but yeah, I'm just so yeah grateful for it, I guess.
I
Sounds good.
remember when I first heard your music because our mutual friend Rose had just flown in and I think she was feeling a bit jet lagged and we were just sitting in the living room and she's like, "Oh gosh, I'm really you need to hear this music, by the way." So she connected to the Wi-Fi or whatever it was and she put Bend on and just started dancing in the living room and she's like, "Come on, get up and dance." And it was kind of like, and I was like, "What is that?" Like it was just something that you hear the first time and you just automatically love. And that's, we would get the end of year Spotify. It's always on the top of my list, on my playlist.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even this
makes
year, it still is. It's just something that it's on every playlist I create. So
oh,
everybody who comes to my parties in London hears that song.
oh my God. Thank you for telling me that. That's incredible.
And I just always brings me back to that moment as well, because it was such a fun moment. It was just like, come on, we just have to get up and dance and like shake it off, basically. And
Oh,
that,
that's
yeah,
Rose is such a good friend for a million reasons, but yeah, she's super fun and she loves music and she's so generous with with musicians and with other people.
yeah,
Do you know the artist on Brun from Sweden?
yes,
And she has that "Do you remember?" That song for me, I just remember I was with Rose and a bunch of other people, sort of a late night, like we just needed to get out of our funk. And that song, I remember my hairdresser Fred, his husband, like standing on their kitchen counters. And it's like, yeah, the gift. I think it was probably Rose that brought that song to us too.
yeah.
Such a gift when someone can bring you something at the right time.
It's true. And music always does that. And sometimes we're just always in that funk and you're just like, you don't just automatically think you can just put on a tune and get up and boogie. And that's what she does all the time. And I just love that energy.
That's so fun. I always wonder too, s- like when I was recording that song, I couldn't stop laughing at the baby because I thought it was so catchy. And and my producer would be like, "Sing it again." Okay, he's like, "More." And we would also be telling jokes and we couldn't see each other, right? But he's one of the funniest human beings. Like he should be on SNL. And he'd like make fun of a way I sang it, or he'd just say something. And so we're laughing anyway. But then his production was so good, and I'm hearing his production in real time and then singing these, trying everything. Like I would try hot water. Okay, now try a sip of like wine, and now try a sip. Like I just wanted the right exact vibe with take a bite of a chip. But that pre-chorus was so fun to me, and I wonder if some of that energy is tucked into that song. Or baby. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I always wonder if there's like energy that we don't know. The way that like an old vinyl with a band that just records in one take has this energy and it still somehow is in there and gives to you. It's like
So true.
magic.
As soon as you hear it, it's just like, okay, it's time to get up and move.
Yeah, yeah. It's so fun.
Love it. Is touring healing for you or does it test you?
Hmm. Maybe both. I've never been asked that question. It tests me because I think I get a little bit control-y. I want to be good to work with. And I hire people that I love and I try not to, it's like a continually letting things go that don't, I have to, it's a continual, probably like 10 times a day. I'm like, is this important that like, why am I feeling this weird? Why am I frustrated that this guy said this without asking me? And I'm like, no, that's a good thing. He's taking this off my plate. I don't know if I don't want to be too specific,
Yeah.
but just, it is hard to, to live with like several people day in and day out and also try to save as much energy as you can for the show, but not so much that you're like, you have to be living and having experiences to talk about during the show. And you have to like, you can't disconnect. You can't be in a van and disconnect from everyone. It's because it's harder to connect at the show. You have to connect with your people and talk through it and bring up things that are difficult. But it's always is this me being crazy or is this me trying to disconnect and not deal with something? So yeah, I think it tests me.
Yeah. How does it feel to hear the audience sing your words back to you?
It's incredible. It's just so fun. I feel like I don't know if I'm like a born performer. Like I get really self-conscious. Sometimes I won't be self-conscious the entire show and it'll be like my best show. But I love when people start singing, it immediately takes me to be like, oh, they're having fun. No one's thinking about me. It sounds weird because I've made a whole career about me. But it's just really fun where like I know that they're having a good time, which is my biggest fear and want. Like I just want them to have fun. I want every dollar of the ticket price to be worth it.
Yeah.
And it tells me that they're having fun, so I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. What's your definition of success?
It changes every day. I don't know. We have this funny thing in Canada where sometimes if a band is really successful in Canada, some other musicians could be like, well, they never made it in the States. And when I started hearing that, I was like, okay, don't let me be that person. Like that to me is so sad. Like to always want more is not like to be content and proud of your career no matter what it is. I think it should be the goal. So I don't know. I think you have to have goals and meet them, but I think you have to have realistic goals, not just like be the most rich. Like what would the goal be? The richest person in the world or the most famous person? Like you're probably not going to get there unless you're Jeff Bezos or whatever. I don't know. I'm constantly assessing this and thinking of like, what do I want or what will I be happy with when I'm 60 or 80? But yeah, I think just working on being content and having realistic goals. And I don't know. That's all. I have no clue. The most
Yeah.
boring answer.
No, it's not at all. What what feels true to you right now?
What feels true? I think what feels true is on my mind lately has been connection. I think a lot of difficult things. I have people in my life that are like have addiction issues, and I'm relating it to some things that I do where like maybe I have like mini addictions, but like this theme of like disconnecting, so like I had a few months, especially when I'm writing, I allow myself to not be healthy. Like if I'm writing something and I'm having wine every night, I do not shame myself. But then it's when I'm going back on the road now, it's a different, like I have to be in shape for the shows that I do. And I find myself sometimes at night being like, oh God, all I want is that glass of wine at night, but that's also a way of disconnecting, where it's like maybe what my body needs is like to go up and like chat with my wife or to like have a meaningful conversation. And this idea of connection and disconnection is just a big theme in my week right now. I'm having a lot of aha moments, when it comes to like, yeah, just addiction and happiness and being numb to crazy things on your phone. And what we really need is to just connect. And I think that's also me coming off of a really great tour where I connected with so many, feeling so alive and healthy from that in a way that you just can't get from other things, can't get from red wine.
No.
We should.
Exactly. Amazing. Well, let's move into Kevjet's quick fire questions. Early mornings or late night creativity?
Oh God. If I didn't have kids, I would prefer early morning. I think the thoughts you get when you wake up are like half dream state and they're so great. I don't have that anymore, so I'm pushed into evenings. But is what it is.
It is. It is. Tour bus chaos or quiet hotel room?
Quiet hotel room. Always.
Song that saved you?
Oh man. Do you remember? Maybe the joy of On Bruins. Do you remember? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that one.
Song that you skip, even if it's your own?
I almost always skip my own. If they come on. Bon Iver, Too Sad. Although he's one of my favorite artists, if I'm not ready for that sadness, it's not coming in.
One word fans would describe you as?
I think authentic. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I hope so. Yeah.
Worst gig disaster?
Oh God. Young and Dundas Square in Toronto. Um, we had tech issues over and over and over until I had to play one acoustic song and then our time was up. And my manager was in from LA and it was a disaster. I still wake up at night thinking about it.
Do you have a song that you've written in under 10 minutes?
Close off.
Wow.
Yeah. Ooh Love. All the ones that seem to do well were, I feel like I had the least to do with, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
my dumb brain didn't get in the way too much. Yeah.
Wow. That's good. That's big.
Yeah, and there's ones I've labored over that probably 4 people have heard, so whatever.
Lyrics or melody first?
Melody. Yeah.
Do you cry at your own songs?
Yes, but it's not like when I cry from other people's songs. I cry from gratitude a lot. If a song comes in really quick and it's like a subconscious thing and I'm like, "Oh God, I do feel that." It will, yeah. I cry a lot when I write. It's so embarrassing.
Social media break or social media binge?
I need a social media break.
I think we all need a social media break.
Yep.
What's your comfort food on the road?
My comfort food has to become now a salad and a glass of white wine. But for a long time, it was pasta and garlic bread and red wine. You can only do that, I think, in your 20s and early 30s.
I agree.
Sadly.
Favorite lyric you've ever written?
Oh God, I don't think I have a favorite lyric. I couldn't choose. They're all medium. I can't choose. No.
A habit you've been trying to unlearn?
Habit. This is not going to paint me well. Like being resentful. I have a habit. I go right to resent easier than most people, and I've been actively for the last like year trying to unlearn that slowly.
I know that feeling very well.
Yeah. Um,
What makes you feel brave?
I think all of the stage fright I've overcome has made it so that when I'm nervous now about something else, I know I can get through it. So I think my career has made me brave,
Do you,
putting myself up.
do you still feel stage fright every night before a show?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get super nervous. It's less now. It's more of like, all right, I'm on the runway, that kind of feeling now. But yeah, it was painful for a long time.
A word you want to carry into the next chapter?
For some reason, I'm thinking bigger. I don't know why that came into my head. Just bigger venues, bigger gratitude, more authentic, more everything I started this year, I want more of.
Do you have a dream venue?
I don't. Maybe I should, so I could have a goal. Maybe like
Manifest that. Yeah.
Massey Hall in Toronto would be pretty nice. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
Just put it out there to the universe.
Put it out there, Massey.
And finally, finish this sentence. Music for me is
Healing. Absolutely. It is the only thing that heals me, I think, from listening and from writing it.
Yeah, amazing. I think anyone who's listening to this probably feels the same.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's connection.
It's connection.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, Ria Mae. I really loved our conversation.
Dude, thank you. This was great. Great way to start my day.